Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just let's indicate. Can you hear me at the back? Can you hear me at the back? Can you hear me? No, it's not working. Check. Increase the volume. Okay, put it. Check. So for today, we'll be looking at. I've shared the course schedule. Please, course rep. Have you sent it? I shared the course schedule, right? The course schedule. I didn't share it. Okay. So. Okay. So this is the schedule we are working with. Okay. Okay. So we are working with this, and for today we'll be looking at the week 1. That is introduction to cybersecurity. So we'll be seeing week 1 and week 2. Then we'll be doing a lab. Please, do you come with our laptops? Laptops? No. You need to tell them. Laptops? Okay. So we'll be doing part of the lab today after the lectures. So we'll be looking at introduction to cybersecurity. Can you, excuse me, help us shut the door, please. Okay. So we will be looking at introduction to cybersecurity. I want to introduce myself for today. And under this area, we'll be defining cybersecurity. We'll be looking at what we call the CIA triad. Please, let's be quiet. So we'll get it. We'll be seeing basic terminologies. Then we'll see some overview of some threats. Finally, we'll look at career paths. This is what we'll be doing this week and next week. But for today, we'll just see these two and we'll have some discussion. And part of the discussion, we'll grade it in the class today. We'll have some discussion with grading, then we'll give some assignments against the next class. So, fundamentals of cybersecurity. Usually what I do, I'll be sending the slides in advance. So you study it and come against next class after today. At the end of this class, you should be able to define cybersecurity. Please, let's pay attention to this. You should be able to define cybersecurity. You should be able to explain what we call the CIA triad or the CIA triangle. Then we would see how we can apply what we learned today to the real world and would identify basic objective in information systems. So before we go into the next slide, can someone assist us with what you understand by cybersecurity? Anybody, please? Cybersecurity. You tell us your name before you. David. Okay. You stand up. Okay. Any other definition? Cybersecurity, any other definition? Any other? Yeah. Please make it snappy. We don't have much time. Okay. Any other definition? Cybersecurity. Okay. So in general, cybersecurity could be defined as the practice of protecting, please, let's be quiet, the practice of protecting systems, that is computer systems, networks, programs, devices, and data from digital attack. Digital attack is very important. You may see a question in your MCQ asking you to select the best definition of cybersecurity. And you may see something like the practice of protecting systems, networks, programs, devices from attacks. You may see protecting from physical attacks. You may see protecting from digital damages, or you may see from maybe physical damages. So if you see something like that and you are asked to pick the best definition of cybersecurity, you should know that cybersecurity is actually protection from digital attacks. Please, you'll be noting all of this because as we speak, that is how you see it in the exams. So you'll be taking note of that. Our exams will majorly be MCQ. No, MCQ and practical. So definition, digital attacks is very, very important. And cybersecurity covers hardware, softwares, data, and human factors. Cybersecurity begins from simple password protection to complex systems. That means cybersecurity begins with how you protect your phone. Just last week, my little niece was able to open up my phone. I used pattern lock. I discovered she picks up the phone and started playing games. I was wondering, how did she manage? I never gave her my password. That's when I discovered that there's a new method that is in vogue. I asked her, how did you do it? She should teach me. She told me that how she knows my password is that once she picks up the phone, she simply needs to do like this, take it to black screen. Then she now looked at the black screen and she now saw my finger pattern on the phone. Who knew of that before now? Well, everybody. So I never knew. This was my first time knowing that. So with that, it means that I have to be wiping my screen if I'm using pattern lock. So cybersecurity begins with how you protect your personal devices. That is from your password to complex security systems. Why is cybersecurity important? Why is this? Why do we have to study this course? It's important because the society today, we are all talking about digital, e-learning, e-government, e-security. In fact, the more we keep doing the more the criminals are very happy, the cyber criminals. Because the more sophisticated your systems are, the more prone it is to attacks. Why do we need cybersecurity? We need it because cyber crimes cost is increasing annually. 2021, the cost of cyber attacks rose to about $6 trillion. And we are going to see 3 real-world examples why we need cybersecurity. The first one we'll be looking at is the colonial pipeline ransomware attack, I will explain it. We also have Equifax data breach, and the last one. Let me explain. When you see ransomware, though it is beyond this, we will learn it in the next 3 classes. But ransomware is a type of cybersecurity attack that has to do with demand for money. Whenever we see the word ransom, ransom means something must be given or paid in exchange. So in this colonial attack, it means that a pipeline system was attacked. In Nigeria, our own pipeline system is manual, meaning they just lay the pipeline and connect it to maybe the refineries, and they start pumping crude. But outside Nigeria's system, pipeline systems are automated. If you usually watch some of these high-tech movies, you can discover that even, in fact, it is only in Nigeria that we have to drill our borehole. We have to provide your electricity. You have to provide your drainage. That's, you have to dig, how do you call it, sock away, sewage. You have to provide your drainage, you provide your lights, you provide your water, you provide your washing machine, and you take care of everything. Outside here is not so. If you travel, when I do travel, I discover that the water you drink, we use water anyhow in Nigeria. There are some places you go to, they regulate the water you buy. Meaning that in some houses, you won't even untap anyhow. In some houses, you have to gather your clothes, gather everything that is dirty, and wash it at a particular time because their water is regulated. So over here, the pipeline of this country was controlled or is controlled by a single system. So you discover that the terrorists simply having access to the computer system, they can control an entire pipeline. Let's look at the case study. In May 7, 2021, Colonial Pipeline Company, this is an American oil pipeline system in Texas. The pipeline company carries gasoline. Gasoline is fuel, and kerosene, that is jet fuel. The pipeline carries the fuel from Texas to southeastern US. They suffered a ransomware attack that afflicted their computer system. What was the effect of that? All the pipeline operations were altered. Now, FBI, hope you know what is FBI. You watch movies. FBI had to pay the amount that was demanded by the hacker group. And what did they pay? They paid the sum of 4.4 million USD. And once they paid that amount, the pipeline system was restored. Let's now examine what really happened. It means that in that pipeline system, it's carrying diesel from Choba all the way to Lagos State. A computer system is somewhere monitoring the flow, maybe the pressure, the quantity of oil coming from Choba to Lagos. So someone somewhere that have access to this computer system simply writes a code. Maybe it was a flash. If you watch some of these American movies, a cleaner, let's just try to simulate what happened. I was the one sitting on this system. And like I said, I'm not too fine. I suddenly went outside to maybe cough. As I went outside, a cleaner came into the office and told me, I want to clean my evening cleaning before I leave. And me, I usually work outside work hours. After 4 p.m., I like being in the office. The cleaner comes and says, I need to leave and I need to clean. I immediately don't foresee that cleaner can do any harm to my system. Am I right? Now, she comes in with a flash drive given to her by someone that has paid her common 2,000 naira. What did the person tell her? Just carry this flash and plug it in the system of the man sitting there. So she pockets the flash. As she's coming, she has already targeted me. I've left while she's cleaning. In the process of cleaning, I've told her that once you look at the system, any place you see any hole that looks like something like this can enter, Just plug it and leave. So she comes and do as if she's cleaning this table. As she's cleaning, she's searching. Immediately she sees the space, she plugs it and calls the guy. The guy is outside. He tells her, just give me 60 seconds. At the end of that 60 seconds, she has removed it, plugged back whatever she sees there, and she has gone. What has she done? She has given access to that system to someone external. I'm just simulating what may have happened. The person outside there, just from that flash drive, maybe that flash drive contained a code. And you know, in US, please, can you, in US, unlike Nigeria, everything is online. Everything is online. In fact, the computer systems people buy in US, they don't ask you for 1 terabyte. In Nigeria, when you are buying system, you tell them what is the space. It must be 500 gig, 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes. And in addition to that, we keep moving about with hard disks and flash drive. They don't do it over there. Over there, the systems may be maybe 20 gig because all their files are online. So in US, everything is on internet, meaning that flash drive connected, I've already accessed my laptop and injected that program code from the flash to this system. The next thing is for that guy to shut down or do my system in a way that once I come back, if I press any button, I'm seeing a screen asking me to pay that sum of money before I can access the system. That means an attack has taken place. Is it clear? So that is possibly how those people, the bad guys, had access to the system that controls the entire oil pipeline of that country. What then happened? When they paid this Bitcoin of 75 Bitcoin, the company which is called DarkSide, that is the hacking group, they now provided a software to them to install. That software was now to undo whatever they did so that they can have access to that system. But by then the deed was done. And what was the deed? The entire pipeline system came down. Let's see the next case study. Equifax is a data company just like MTN, and they were able to breach, they had a breach of about 143 million Americans. Now, what happened in that case? 2017, they suffered a massive data breach, often considered as one of the most significant and devastating cyber incidents in history. As one of the major credit card agencies, it means that they held sensitive data of a lot of companies. Just imagine your ATM. Who use OPay? How many of you use OPay? OPay. Okay, let's just assume OPay. The company that controls the data of OPay is assumed to be Equifax. Now, what happened? I am able to access the server room of Equifax. By accessing their server room, it means I am able to have access to everybody in Nigeria using OPay. Meaning that by having access, their names, their address, everything has been breached. It means me using OPay, they have gotten access to my personal record. The next thing is for someone to come to my house tomorrow and attack me. And let me tell you why those attacks happen. Let's assume I'm trying to, please, let's be together. Which bank do you use? Yes. OPay. Okay, what's your name? Sorry? Is your father a banker or a big man? Whose dad is a big man here? Sorry? Ope? Who is Ope? Okay, your dad is a big man. Okay, okay. So let's assume, so your name again? Felix. So Felix, please stand up. Please, let's be together. I want to show you how these things happen. Felix's uncle is working in Central Bank of Nigeria. Please, let's have one else. Felix's uncle is working in Central Bank of Nigeria. And Felix has told us that the dad is not well to do. So possibly he's living with his uncle. And his uncle's house is in Gambia, Ama, somewhere, in Abuja campus. There is no way I can have access to Felix's uncle because CBN's record is heavily protected. Now, by watching Felix, I know that Felix has already told us by filling his online application form. When he came to address, Felix said, I am living in number 26, Gambia Close. Or maybe Felix do, in the process of discussing in the class, he's always talking about my uncle this, my uncle that, where are you going to? I'm going home. Where is home? I'm staying with my uncle. And what's your name? Emanuela. Emanuela has been gisting with Felix. Every time he's talking about my uncle. Now my uncle, they print Naira. My uncle is printing this. She said, no problem. She now went home. Please, are we together? She now went home. She's discussing with her friends. Telling her friend that she has one guy in her class whose uncle is working in Central Bank. Innocently. Now, one of that her friend has a boyfriend. Her friend now has a boyfriend that is one of these hackers, one of these Yahoo guys. And that her friend went and told the boyfriend through discussion that my friend's uncle is working in CBN. The boyfriend became inquisitive and said, that guy, I like him. Oh. Can you just help me find out where he's staying? She said, why? He said, no, now I just want to maybe make friends with him. Maybe he can help me through the uncle to get a job as a cleaner or as any, maybe one low-ranking agent. She says, no problem. She comes back and asks Emanuela. Emanuela comes to him. Now, instead of Emanuela asking him, the guy just told her, Abeg, that your guy, they use OP. Emanuela just say, help me send 2,000 to that your guy so that he can just help me talk to the uncle. Now, that money is not just to talk to the uncle. By him asking of the account number, he gives her, he simply tells her, my phone number is my account number. By sharing that phone number, he forwards that phone number to the guy. The guy types it on his OP and discovered that the OP is OP that shows. Now, by OP showing, he knows that he uses OP. Remember, he's targeting his uncle and not him. By him using OP, his only aim is targeting that uncle. Now, just to get access to that uncle, the guy now goes to Lagos to go and target OP's computer system. Are you seeing how the cycle goes? His major target is not him. His major target is not OP. His major target is his uncle. He now goes to OP, asks their computer system just to get the data of him. By the time he gets his data, he has gotten that his address is number 15 Boulevard Close. That is all. Maybe he may ask OP to pay some sort of money to restore their system. OP may pay, and they may assume that case closed. But that was just the initial story. By getting the address, the very next day, we hear that his uncle has been kidnapped. Can we trace it to him? One class, can we trace it to him? No. Can we trace it to Emanuela? Can we trace it to our friend? Can we? To our friend? How? If you run what? Okay. He has gone advanced already. So, but logically you can't trace it. Why can't? He's just giving us maybe a tool, but you can't trace it. You can't trace it. How many people has he told? He simply, now, an attack came to OP, right? A random company attacked OP. And by attacking OP, they harvested 143 million accounts. Out of that 143 million accounts, they sieved out his own phone number. and saving out his own phone number, they got his address and case closed. Opay, remember they told Opay to also pay them a ransom, meaning that Opay has also paid a ransom for that attack. So people will now think that the primary target was Opay. Nobody's mind will go to his uncle. 1 year later, his uncle has been kidnapped. And they have asked for ransom. They have asked for ransom. And his uncle has paid the ransom. But what we don't know is that when they kidnapped the uncle, they took the uncle somewhere. They simply went to, maybe while the uncle was sleeping, they injected, let's just try to think now as cybersecurity students. While the uncle was sleeping, that we injected something maybe in his fingernails. Innocently. Now, they have told the uncle's family to pay a ransomware funds, which they have paid. Now, the uncle now simply goes to the office and the uncle uses his fingerprints to open the door. Once the uncle opens the door with his fingerprints, information has been transmitted to those people. And they have gotten access to somewhere in CBN. Now, remember, we paid ransom to the uncle for the uncle's release. So, these people works that way. They have to think in a highly coordinated manner just for one attack. That means, you can see it please, that means the focus was not even his uncle. The focus was somewhere in CBN. But they had to create, in cybersecurity we call it that to create, okay, let's just say that to create a lot of distractions. And those distractions had to be notable distractions to get to the main source. I've only 1 year watched 24 hours. 24 hours. Few. So after now, that's one movie I recommend as students. In fact, as cybersecurity students, you should now be watching all those high-tech kind of mission-oriented movies so that you learn how to think like the hackers. Okay, so let's continue. So that is what happened to this organization. They breached their data center and stole records of 143 million Americans. Now let's look at this North Korea group. This happened last year. For this group, a group of Russian military hackers, they unleashed a virus which was like a worm. They unleashed a virus, and the virus got access to a particular server of a particular company, and that company, they produce an accounting system. Let me just ignore this. Let's bring it back home. Let's say that a company, my firm, let's say my own firm, we produce Microsoft Word. How many people use Microsoft Word so far? Billions. Billions of people use this Microsoft Word. I don't mean the crack version. The one some of us use are the crack version. So your own version can't be accessed online. So if we are talking about Microsoft Word, we are talking about those that pay to use Microsoft Word legitimately. Now, I want to access their data. What do? I need to get access to Microsoft. That is what these guys did. They created a worm, that's a virus, and that virus had access to the server of Microsoft. And Microsoft, by having access to that server, an update was ongoing. As that update was ongoing, they now had access to thousands of computer systems that uses Microsoft Word. And probably the way they access the system was still through a cleaner that came to that server room. Or probably, no, cybersecurity is a very interesting field. Please, what's your name? No, you, yes. Sorry? Clement. Amitil. Evans. Okay. Evans works in Uniport. Now, as he was writing exams, okay, let's first of all say Evans has access to my private server room because in the process of studying with me, I got to trust him and I now gave him access to my lab to come and learn at any time. He now failed GS 102. And as he failed GS 102, he became annoyed. He went to people, met him, guy, Alpha. He said, "Beg, what happened? I failed GS 102. Who is the lecturer? Mr. Daniel. Why did he fail you? I don't know for that guy. He just come and talk. He came and failed me. Okay, see what will happen. The guy will then tell you they want to get to me. They'll simply tell you, all what you need to do is that system that is somewhere, just carry my flash and plug on the system. Is that all? Yes, I'll pay you 500,000 naira. They give him the flash because he's a disgruntled student that was angry. So he carries that flash and come and plug on my system. And they have access to my system. That may be what happened in this case. Because what I'm just assuming, because for an hacker to have access to a system that produces popular systems, remember, Microsoft will not just sit down and say, I'm waiting for hackers to come and hack my system. No, they'll be working now. That means Microsoft will have to employ the best cybersecurity penetration testers, ethical hackers, so on and so forth, to safeguard their network. What I'm trying to tell you is that most cybersecurity attacks that happen, they must pass through insiders. Are you getting that fact? They must pass through insiders. And the easier for you to pass through insiders, the better your opportunity of getting access to attack a particular system. Now we are going to look at what we call the CIA triad. The CIA triad. When we are talking about the CIA triad, this is a characteristics of cybersecurity. Okay. So CIA triad, we also call it the CIA triangle. And CIA triangle means confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. That is what we call the CIA triad or the CIA triangle. Please take note of that. This other diagram, I showed you the same thing, but inside there, I put in micro-segmentation, authentication, change control. In exams, I may ask you to write or to give me the 3 main CIA triad. Some of you that feel you know more than every other person, instead of simply listing these 3 things, if I say list the 3 operators of CIA triad, instead of you to simply list these things, you may want to go and start explaining all this grammar. You know, we have some students that like too much detail. You may want to go and explain all this grammar. And once you're explaining all this grammar, I may not even know that in the middle of that grammar, we have written confidentiality and availability, integrity. I may not know. I'll simply assume that you have failed that question. It means you have failed that question. If I'm telling you to discuss the CIA triangle, it is different from listing the components of the CIA triangle. Possibly, I may just write 20 marks to list CIA triangle. You may now assume more than me that I made a mistake to write 20 marks, that how would the whole 20 marks be to list just these 3 things? You may now want to go ahead and give me a lot of information to get the 20 marks, not knowing that the person that is marking, I may set the questions, I may not mark. The person marking this script or marking this question has been given a marking guide that says, for question number this, I am expecting to see just confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The person does not see this, and you have failed that question. The next thing, you now assume that you move all the stuff but you failed. That is because you didn't list out this. So if we say CIA triangle, please, it is simply confidentiality, availability, and integrity. That is all about the CIA triangle. Let's go deeper to it. In cybersecurity, when we say confidentiality, what do we mean? Please, let's understand it. Confidentiality means that information is available to only authorized parties. Information is available to only authorized parties. Let's go deeper into that. Can someone just explain this? Can someone explain this? Those three guys at the back, one of you should explain this for us. If we say information is available, should only be accessible to only authorized parties, can you explain what you understand by that sentence? Okay. Okay, any other person? Okay, for example, let's give a typical example. If I ask my friend writing, please, what's your name? Williams, okay. So if I ask you, how much do your dad earn? Is that information meant for me? No. Information available to only authorized parties. But if I ask you, have you done your course registration? Are you meant to give me that information? Yes. Confidentiality means information should only be accessible to authorized parties. Example, your medical records. Not everybody is meant to have access to your medical records. Not everybody is meant to have access to your banking records. They always tell you protect your BVN, protect your NIN. Not everybody is meant to have access to your trade secret. Maybe you are producing, do anybody produce cream here or drink? Is there any trader here that does maybe drink, cream, or any other product? Okay, nobody. I've heard this name twice now. Who is the Okwe? Yeah, the one, right? You produce something. You produce popcorn. So let's assume popcorn. Let's assume popcorn. Everybody buys popcorn. But sometimes you prefer to buy from Ope. Why do you go to buy his own? Maybe his own is sweet. Maybe his own is soft. Maybe his own contains milk. That when you eat it, it will be milky. So now, another person in Choba Park comes to him and said, I want to buy your popcorn. The person buys it and goes to destroy it. The recipe does not show there. He comes and asks him, how do you process it? How do you produce it? He now tells him, I buy pig milk, I buy cowbell, I mix 1 liter of pig milk in 1 drop of palm oil, and now add one pinch of sugar. That information, is it meant to be public or secret? Secret. So an example of confidentiality is your trade secret. We also have what is called military classified information. As a student of cybersecurity, you should be conversant with what we call classified. So now when your colleagues ask you for an information you should not know about him or her, or what will you say? This information is classified. So when your colleagues in engineering or medical, or maybe anywhere now, they ask you for something, it's classified. By then, we will know that you are my disciples. So you no longer talk like other people. Whatever people should not know about you, even your HOD. If madam just calls you and tells you, how much did you come to school with today? Ma, that information is classified. Please, let's be together. Or possibly, even if it is your result. Sorry? What's your math number? Maybe the wrong person is asking you for that message. What is your math number? The next thing you would answer him is, this information is classified. Because it's not meant to have access to that information. So I wish maybe when you have classes with maybe other lecturers, for you to let them know that you have learned something, not in an insulting way, but in a very good way. They may ask you for some kind of information. So when they ask you for such information, you can stylishly let them know that that information is classified. So they would ask you, what made you say that? Because sometimes they may not even know the meaning of classified. So you now let them know that you learnt it in your cybersecurity class. Okay, so let's continue. Let's go on, please. So we have been able to explain confidentiality. How can we implement confidentiality? We can implement it through several ways. Number one, encryption. So one picks up my system and opens up a folder. On one particular folder, it is asking you for password. I put password on that folder because though you have access to all files on my system, that particular information is classified. Let's go practical. I've forgotten your name, sorry. Felix, what's your own name? Grace. Praise. Felix asked Praise to use her phone to snap him in this class. Praise has used her phone to snap the picture. Felix now asks, I want to see my picture. And you know, guys, in fact, ladies, when they pick up a guy's phone, the first thing is to go to gallery. And sometimes guys also do it. So Felix now picks up Praise's phone. Now his intention is, she feels that he wants to see the picture. From going to picture, the next thing, he goes to WhatsApp and go and click open. What are you finding in our WhatsApp? Now what will he see? He will see enter your fingerprint. Or she sees enter barcode. He now goes to phone book. Phone book is open. He goes to camera. Camera is open. That means Praise has classified a WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is confidential. Maybe our friend Emanuela can have access to our WhatsApp, but it's not meant for him to have access to the WhatsApp. So that means she has encrypted. Listen to that word. She has encrypted her WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is not open to everybody. Another method of providing confidentiality is access control. If you come to the organization I belong to, there are some rooms you can open. Some other rooms you need your fingerprints to open. While some other rooms you need your face, your eyeballs to enter that door. Maybe as time goes on, I'll take 1 or 2 people there so that you come and give an explanation to your class as a kind of a case study. So that is still confidentiality. Access control now means that though Mr. A or the whole class have access to this classroom, but not everybody can have access to the server room. Authentication, we have explained it already. Now let's look at another characteristics of the CIA triangle. Integrity. Confidentiality means ensuring that information is accessible to only authorized parties. Integrity means accuracy or completeness of data. Accuracy, please, this is very important. We can tell you to write on integrity as a characteristic or as a function of the CIA triangle. Integrity means maintaining accuracy or completeness of data. Sometimes we hear the word data integrity. Data integrity means this data I'm giving you, I can vouch for this data. It is accurate and it is sure. Real world example, banking transactions. Banking transaction must be 0 to a fault. Do you understand when I say 0 to a fault? Do you understand that? Let me explain. There's a topic in cybersecurity which we are going to learn. I don't know if it is in fundamentals or another course, but we call it zero trust. Cybersecurity, we deal with zero trust. I don't trust you. That's one way to understand. I don't trust anybody. Another thing is that no margin of error. No margin of error could mean zero trust. So CIA triangle means that banking transaction must not have any room for error. If I withdraw 1 naira 50 gobo from my account from 2 naira, the balance should be 50 kobo on the dot and not 45.5 kobo. Because if the bank keeps deducting 5 kobo, 5 kobo, 5 kobo from millions of customers, that means someone that is stealing 5 kobo from each customer can successfully steal 2 million naira from a number of customers from the bank. That means data in banking transaction must be very, very accurate. Another real life example of integrity of data is called software update. We all know of software updates. Our systems do updates. Our phones do updates. So can someone explain to us what happens during a software update? Anybody at random? What happens during a typical software update? You tell us your name. Please stand up and answer. What happens during a typical software update? Let everybody hear you. Are you a software guy? Or you are speaking in cybersecurity? Because you're already talking about hacking and all that. Yeah, you can. What happens in a software update? Please, what is patches? Does anybody here know what is patches? Please, what is patches? Okay, to amend something. Okay, where did you learn of that word? Okay. No, it's right. I just needed him to. You know, some people are reading ahead of the class. It's good. Anybody here to help us? What happens during a software update? What happens during a software update? Yeah. Sorry? Excel, okay.
standard device or the application are updated to the latest version
Okay, okay.
to prevent
What are... Okay, you are copying. You are detecting to what to copy. Okay, okay. So both of them are right. In fact, everyone is right on that. So let's just see what happens. Sometimes, like I use Samsung. So when they produce, I'm using Galaxy 23 Ultra. When they produce 24 Ultra, Samsung started advertising Samsung AI. Samsung AI. How many of you saw that advert? Samsung AI. That AI has come. AI can do this and that. That you can carry your phone and speak to the phone. It will translate your speech to text. That on your phone, once you tap on any image, it will cycle it and take it to Google. Some of us didn't bother to buy that phone. The next thing I saw that my phone was requesting for an update. I click update. When it finished updating, I saw that the features of all those that bought Galaxy 24 has come on board to my phone. What then happened during that update? It now means that there is a section in every vendor's, in fact, every app developer, every hardware equipment manufacturer, they have a section that sometimes do research constantly. Alternatively, we can say that in WhatsApp, you just come tomorrow and see that WhatsApp, you can open it on your laptop. Or maybe WhatsApp, you can now send video update. Was it there before now? No. But WhatsApp has a section for people to give suggestions. So someone would have gone and tell WhatsApp, please, we need video updates. We need text updates. We need disappearing messages. When WhatsApp has taken a lot of those suggestions, maybe once in a month, they go to the drawing board, the programmers does those updates. Instead of telling you to uninstall and install a new WhatsApp, so whatever they have designed to send to you, to give you those features, what they are sending to you are called updates. So in the process of that, they couple it and publish on their maybe Google Play Store, Apple Play Store. When they publish those things, since it is their app, they have already said that the very next time you open that app on your system, the app should prompt you to click a button called update. And when you click that button, they will tell you that when you are updating, you are going to see several changes. If you don't want to update, you disable it. If you want those changes, you enable it and it would update. That is the case of giving you some new updates. Now, what my friend said, he talked about patches. People have been complaining. Maybe I use OPay, and I've been complaining to OPay that once I open the app and maybe send money, instead of the app to go back to the home screen, it will just disappear. I'll need to open, like I complained to one of my developers yesterday, that there's an app he developed. Whenever I open that app, I need to be logging in afresh every time. He then told me, don't worry, I will send you an update patch. That is the patch. Patches is meant to do some fixes, meaning to repair things. So for software, for mobile apps, those things come to your phone and they tell you update. They pay whatever it is carrying an instruction to go and modify and fix that particular issue that usually caused the app to be asking me to put username and password every time. That is a patch. Now that we have seen what happens during a patch, we are now seeing that a characteristic of the CIA triangle is that our information must have integrity. For instance, software update. Let's now see what happens. If in the process of designing that bug on OPay, that is meant to tell my OPay that when this user or all the users have clicked update, it is meant to update it in a way that my username and password, I should not be inputting it every time. If I did not test those codes I wrote, if I cannot ensure that that data is accurate, maybe I wrote the code on my laptop and I copied it in a flash to the company's laptop, and I assumed that that flash drive has copied all the information. And in copying it to the company's server where I now want to run the update, I didn't verify that data. And a full stop or a comma didn't copy. What do you think will happen? As that update is going on, me, I open my phone and click update. Immediately, I noticed that 10,000 has missed from my OPay account, which means that there's a problem. That data, the integrity was not too sure. Last 2 months, there was a company which came to our limelight known as CrowdStrike. Who have heard of CrowdStrike? CrowdStrike, okay, nobody. Now, as cybersecurity students, one job I will give to you, you will now be going to internet and be googling cybersecurity attacks so that you start reading and see what happens in the world. So let me tell you what happened. Let me give you that story. Microsoft. Some of you know Microsoft for just your PowerPoint, Excel, and what is the other one? PowerPoint, Excel, and Microsoft Word. Microsoft goes beyond that. Some companies use Microsoft for their cloud storage. Some companies use this, in fact, some airports use Microsoft for all those that display screen. Have you seen, do you know what is called the display screen? Those screens that gives announcement during soccer, all those stadiums. It will shock you to know that all those screens where you watch football matches or any event, those screens are linked directly to the internet. It is only in Nigeria you notice, like now, I'm giving a lecture and I'm connecting HDMI cable to my projector. Outside here, I can just be giving these lectures. This projector is connected to internet. What do I need to do? I just need to key in some parameters and I can start projecting to that laptop without connecting any cable. That means the projector has an operating system. Are we together? Your phone has an operating system, Android. Projector has an operating system, Windows. My laptop has an operating system, Windows. Which means by the projector having an operating system, it has a place to accept internet connectivity, which is here. Okay, this projector does not have it, it just receives flash. Some projectors have a place where you connect internet cable. So by connecting those things, it means that projector is online. I'm going somewhere, please. So in those airports, all their display screens are connected and using Microsoft, maybe Windows 10 or Windows 11. Now, all their ticketing counters using Windows 11. In the stadiums all over US, all their display screens, all those people streaming using Windows 11. How did I know about CrowdStrike? It so happened that CrowdStrike works with Microsoft. CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. You can Google it after now. And as a cybersecurity firm, they usually release updates from time to time that they send to their customers that subscribe to their own cybersecurity package. How many of you know of Kaspersky antivirus, Norton antivirus? Hope you use antivirus on our systems. Who said yes? Which one do you use? 360. Okay, so let's use 360. 360 is a company like CrowdStrike. Now, 360 is installed on your system, right? Now, let's say thousands of people are using 360, just like CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike released an update, just like 360. They did not verify that update. Because maybe the person that verifies it, I have been doing this thing over time. It has never failed. Why do I need to verify? I have 50 years experience in coding. I have 70 years experience in testing softwares. And you are telling me that once I copy the software from my laptop, I must take it to the testing unit. From testing, I must take it to simulation unit. From simulation, I don't have to go through all those processes. I'm an expert anyway. So from producing the update, I did not test it. I went straight to the server, which is his laptop, and plug in my system. The server now pushes that update. Now, on that fateful morning, all the airports in several countries, you can just Google CrowdStrike. The first thing that will come out is the story I'm telling you. All the airports all over the world that are, of course, Nigeria was not affected because Nigerian airport is manual billboard. You know, sometimes, when it happens, Nigeria say, thank God we are using manual. Nigerian banks, their internet is from within. Nigerian railway, which one is railway using internet for what now? So Nigeria was, Africa, in fact, Africa was not affected. But all over the world, Germany, everybody was affected. So as that update was coming, they said that anybody that does that update by 10 o'clock, sometimes updates come at a particular time. As that update was coming, as it came, it was not tested. Some commas and some foodstuffs were missing from that update. Immediately, those screens that were doing updates, it just froze and showed a blue screen. You know when your system has, how do they call it, crashed? Have anybody's system crashed here? You know what happened? It will just show a blue screen, smiling face. Immediately, millions of systems all over the world started showing smiling face. People thought that this is another COVID-19. Because planes, we were lucky that planes, in fact, what even happened? Planes couldn't land. Because the control center to control the planes, their systems were showing blue screen. Everybody was confused. They now started blaming Microsoft. Apple was very happy. Like my guy here that is Apple. Apple said, we kept on telling you, Microsoft, you must use antivirus. Apple don't use antivirus, right? Do you use antivirus on Apple? Apple don't use antivirus. Microsoft people, Apple started saying, Microsoft, we don't tell you now. This is your system. Everybody come to Apple. Apple was very happy. The blame went to Microsoft. Microsoft engineers quickly checked and said, our system is safe. They now found out it was one tiny antivirus company called CrowdStrike that were doing some updates. And the process of doing that update, they ended up crashing millions of systems around the world. Though the systems were recovered, but downtime is equivalent to money in the outside world. Imagine the number of hours planes were grounded, banks couldn't work, telecommunication firms shut down. It was almost like another World War III. And that is why we say that integrity of data is very, very important. Legal documents, the integrity is very important. How do we implement integrity in cybersecurity? Version control. When you are doing all those stuff, they will tell you this version 1, version 2, version 3. You must document. Everything needs to be written on pen and paper. Between version 1 and version 2, what has changed? What new are you bringing? Digital signatures. The next thing that has to do with the CIA triangle, we talked about confidentiality, ensuring that information is accessible to only authorized parties, integrity, maintaining accuracy and completeness of data. The next thing has to do with availability, ensuring that authorized users have reliable access to resources. University of Port Harcourt website for 2 months now, it has been going on and off. December, November, we visit the Nippon website, you see under maintenance, you see not online. How many of you check your results on Nippon website? No way. That means But they say it's existing. That means they have failed in the aspect of availability. Availability means whenever users want information, that information must always be available. Why do you think you can make phone calls uninterrupted? If you pass through, you see all those MTN telecommunications base stations with masts. Hope you know what is mast. You see those places they lock with masts. Sometimes generator is always on. Those places are where our phone calls are coming from. And those places must always be powered with light. Because the moment they are not powered with light, they have failed in the aspect of availability. So a key aspect of cybersecurity, a key characteristic is availability. Example, emergency services, e-commerce platform, cloud services. Sometimes you hear that WhatsApp has crashed. You send message, it's not delivering. The next thing you go to Google and you see people complaining, Facebook crash, WhatsApp crash. At that point, they had issues with availability of data. So cloud services must always be available, emergency services must always be available. How do we ensure availability of data? Redundancy. Redundancy is synonymous with backup systems. Redundancy means if my system is hosting Uniport results, I should have another system that is also hosting Uniport results, so that once my laptop goes down, the other one comes up automatically. Redundancy also means that in this class, what if the powering these fans go down, that is NEPA, generator must be available as a backup. Availability also means that you must have a data recovery plan. Remember was it in the first class I told us that, except it was not your class, where I told us that, I think I made mention of data recovery as a career path. Those that were available in that first class, I made mention of data recovery as a career path. This is a very lucrative career path in cybersecurity. So data recovery means when information is compromised, do you have a good data recovery plan? Is very, very important. Let's please study this diagram. This is the CIA triangle we just concluded. Availability, confidentiality, and integrity. And these are the various methods to implement them. Access control, encryption and authentication for confidentiality of data, integrity, data accuracy, data completeness, non-repudiation, availability, reliable access, system uptime, and data discovery. If I ask you in an exam to, with the help of a diagram, or if I just tell you, explain in detail, please, are we together? Are we together? If I ask you, explain in detail the CIA triangle, if you draw this diagram, you have gotten your 100% score. Let me tell you the truth. If we tell you, explain in detail the CIA triangle, if you draw this diagram, you have gotten your complete score. Probably after drawing this diagram, you can draw another one and you call it examples. You just put 1, 2, 3. Integrity, 1, 2, 3. Availability, 1, 2, 3. This thing is better for me than 5 pages explaining CIA triangle with too many write-ups. It's better. First of all, we don't have time. Secondly, this diagram will make me know that you understand on what we are doing. And it will also save your time. So you can imagine someone submitting one sheet as its entire answer. Someone submitting 10 sheets. The person submitting one sheet as 100. The other person submitting 10 sheets is scoring 30% because we are writing irrelevant things that doesn't matter. No, I'll give it to you. I'll give you the slide. Now, we are coming to the end of the third class. We go into practical analysis of the CIA triangle, online banking system, hospital patient records, and social media platform. We have 3 rows. So from row 1, is it row 1? No, 3 columns. So this group, you nominate people to come and talk about how we can apply the CIA triangle and maybe what aspects apply in an online banking system. Column 2, you come and talk about hospital patient records relating to the CIA triangle. Column 3 and 4 are the same. You come and talk about social media platform. We just have 2 minutes each to talk about it. And automatically, that is group 1. When we are talking about 4 groups, now we have group 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of you, you write your name and we'll call it group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4 for your in-class grading. So let's start. Group 1, online banking system. Nominate your people, please. Nominate your people. Okay, let me give the question again. We have 3 scenarios: online banking system, hospital patient records, and social media platforms. So each group will come and discuss each of these things using the CIA triangle, telling us what applies to each of them with regards to the CIA triangle. How you can apply the CIA triangle in the online banking system, hospital patient record, and social media management. Group 1, please, no time. Please, just nominate people and come out. Group 1. 3 people is fine. Group 1, after 2 minutes, we are passing you. Group 1. Group 1, online banking system. Group 2, hospital patient record. Group 3, social media. Group 3 and 4, social media. Social media. No. Group 1. You know, our class, my class particularly, I nominate people. They are coming, right? Who is following up with him? Who is following up? You follow him up. Please, make it snappy. 4 of you, yeah. Online banking system. No, start with your group. Please, one house. Let's respond. What's your name? Prince. Go on.
So, in the CIA triangle, we have the confidentiality, availability, and the confidentiality.
Please, no noise.
Now, talking about confidentiality, as a worker in the bank, that is being a banker, there are some, let's say, bills or passports or some information that are only available to you and your one customer. Things like the BVM. For example, okay, let me use my colleague here. This is my colleague here. For example, let's take him as the banker and I'm his customer. example, we work in the UBA bank, and I'm to go there now to open an account. Going there now, I deposit, because normally they do deposit some cash, isn't it? Now, let's say I deposited 20K. And let's say I deposited 20K, right? Now, going there now to open the account, there's some information that I'm going to give to what my colleague here, isn't it? Respond. For example now, he's going to ask for my what? My date of birth. You're not hearing me? He's going to ask for my yes, he's going to ask my NIN, my date of birth, my next of kin, all those information. Now, after I finish those procedures, let's say he's going to give me what my what BVN after the processes have been done. Is it? Now, where the word confidentiality comes to play, that's my BVN now. It's only that's my BVN now. Can only be accessed by what my colleague here, Emmanuel, and me. No other person. No other person. You understand? That means it's private.
The next person. Next person. One house.
My colleague has already explained the first round of the CIA, which is confidentiality. So I'll be taking on availability. If you equate that to the banking sector, it wouldn't be nice that once you want to transfer or make any transaction at all, like your phone app and the rest, you try it and the money is not going to be angry. All of us will be angry. In the sense that there is no debt. So, online banking system prioritizes this in the sense that they are striving every minute, every second to make everything available. The banking app, the customer service line, the call care, and all of that. So that you now as a customer have a good experience with them, and thereby is it the customer provider gap. All right.
The next person, please clap for him. The next person. Simeon. The second person, what was your name? The second person, your name? Samuel, okay.
I'm going to talk about integrity of banking system. The cybersecurity expert there should ensure that the CIA trend in their banking system is secure, whereby that the funds can be counterfeit. And they should make sure that the transactions are accurate.
Which of the CIA trade are you referring to now?
Integrity.
Okay.
Like in which, like what I'm trying to say, that they should like regulate the funds going in, like the transaction. They should make sure like is there a set amount that the person is trying to send to that person. Is there a certain amount that should like the person should receive, and they should also make sure that the transactions are accurate.
Okay. The next person. Please, let's clap for him. The next person. No, one person. You, yes. No, see, you still talk. Your name. Gabriel, okay. Please, let's listen to him. Who is a banker? Okay. That's confidentiality, right? Okay, thank you. Group 2. Please, we have just 2 minutes. Yes. One person per triad, yeah. Your name. Eh? Ike. Proceed here. Please, let's listen to him. Let's listen to him.
So like what our lecturer said, confidentiality actually means giving out certain information to authorized parties. So in a hospital field, let's in example, the patient's record. Let's say there are patients in, let's use UPTH for example. There are patients in UPTH that are diagnosed with HIV. So those HIV records, I can't give them out
To the person.
that are not authorized.
The next person. Your name. Sorry? Kelechi. Please, let me get a paper. They should write their names. That's per group, just the way they are seated now. Just for one paper. Just one. You are talking about integrity. Integrity means accuracy of the data. Can you help him? Someone should help him. Yeah, help him. Integrity. Their math number and their name alone for their groups. Yeah.
For example, let's say for the blood group, somebody's blood group, we will not put a rhesus factor where a rhesus factor does not belong.
Please, are we listening to her?
Yes, sir. We should be able to keep a record where it is accurate as it is without alteration, just like the example I am giving, a blood group. I will talk about availability now.
Okay.
Availability of the record as concerned to the CIA trial is a situation whereby, let's take a patient that has not been to the hospital for like 2015, and this patient has a record with the hospital, take UPTH for example. The job of a cybersecurity person is to get to keep these records. How? After so many years, 10 years, the record can still be produced and provided and is still intact, which is confidential.
Please, let's clap for this group. Let's clap for the group. Group 3. And name. Johnson Favor. Group 3. Isaiah.
So I'm talking about confidentiality in social media platforms. Social media platforms need to have a confidentiality that only users, specific users of the platform, say you create an account or say Facebook, only you should be able to log into your account and to have good encryption systems so that no other third parties can log in and access your information.
The next person. Excel what? Aqua, okay.
Speaking on the integrity, integrity is making sure of availability of data to prevent alteration. Then social media use hash functions to prevent access by third party by encrypting the data to prevent hacking through third parties.
Okay. Your name?
Good everyone, my name is Abraham Emmanuel. We're going to talk about security on social media website. Capability just means giving access to the end users and for them to access the app, system on time, make sure that the system is being updated regularly just to give them completed feedback on whatever are using on the social media website. For example, there was a time I think at the end, Facebook was denying access to the user after about 20 hours. So being not able to access the website caused a lot of grief in the world because you can't actually communicate with people in other regions of the world. It really caused a lot of chaos. So making the app being available to users, creating communication and other stuff really helps. Thank you.
Group 4. Yeah. Your name.
My name is David, and I'm here to talk about
Please, David what?
social media platforms tackle model
David what? David what?
David.
David what?
But,
Okay.
so I'm here to talk about how social media platforms tackle modern challenges to maintain CIA trial. For the sake of confidentiality, they use cryptographic hashing, they use end-to-end encryption to maintain user data and keep it secure. For the sake of integrity, they
No, the next person. Elijah what? Okay.
Social media platform. What happens when one element conflicts with another? So let's say confidentiality versus integrity. That confidentiality protects the user's data and keeps all data encrypted. Now under integrity.
Which one did you talk on? What did you speak on? You have spoken on. Which one do you speak on now? Okay. You can start again. Say you. No, you have not forgotten. Just calm down and start again.
Let's say like they protect users' data and keep them encrypted out of hackers' reach.
Okay, that's for that. You speak on the next one, the last one. Yeah. Come, please. Abalo. Abale. Okay, please let's clap for them. Please, we are expecting that by next class, another set of people in those groups, as I'm writing your name, when you come, that's how you'll be sitting. Yes. Even if you don't sit that way, that is your official groups. Group 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So please, next class, we encourage others to speak up. Remember, we note the names of everyone. And last class, we already said that in the class, we have scores for discussion. Our CA and everything is done in the class, not outside the class. Test. This part of your test. This part of your test. Okay, so let's continue. So these are discussions which, when we come to next class, we'll drop this on your group. So as usual, group 1, 2, 3, group 4, you see talk on what group 3 is talking. You take note of the question for your group. Group 1, 2, 3, you take one of these questions. So group 1, when you come next class, this one you prepare, because we can pick anybody. So everybody must prepare. But we are not picking those that spoke last time. So we'll be asking you, how the organizations prioritize CIA elements. Group 2, when one element conflicts with another, what happens? Group 3, modern day challenges to maintaining this triad. When you come, remember it's a discussion. So when you come, group 4, that same question, group 3. When you come, we will all discuss it together. Please, let's continue. Let's still look at this. Then group, question 1 and 2. You also need to study it, because we would ask anybody at random to discuss this. So how does this apply to your own personal digital life? What challenges might organizations face in maintaining all 3 CIA elements? Please, we encourage everyone to do this. And we will try by tomorrow. Do you have Uniport email addresses? Uniport email addresses. Have everyone here filled that form?
Data capture.
Yes, data capture. Have everyone filled data capture? If you have not filled, fill it. Because tomorrow by 9, I'll be going to ICTC to get Uniport email addresses. So when I get it, we are opening a Google Classroom. So they'll switch over. We are done. We are opening a Google Classroom link. So when we open it, all these discussions, everybody must comment on that group. Everybody must comment on that group. We'll teach you how to use the Google Classroom when we come back. Just a minute. Please, I want to guide you on the lab so that you install it when you get home. Just hold on. Was that NEPA or inverter? That was NEPA. So you have switched. From where? Where did you? It was okay, but it was shining something.
It was not on that.
Okay. So, have anyone downloaded that software? Please, the software, have you downloaded it? The software. Have you checked online? You have not checked. You have checked. Chat me. Let's see if there's anyone. So what I'll probably do, I will give you, sorry. Please warn us, this is very critical. This is very critical. So for the lab, I will want us to install some softwares. So I will drop this PowerPoint on our group. What you just need to do, you download those. I will give you the files on a flash, or probably should I drop the files on the WhatsApp group also, so you download this from there. I will share it with us. You drop it on the group, so you can try downloading through WhatsApp. But we have it here for those that may want to copy it out. So when you download it, please, I'll drop this file. We are not looking at this file here. You go to this slide. Please, are you looking? You go from this slide and follow the guide. Follow the guide. As I'm following the guide, you install everything located on that guide. I would have done it on this class, but we are already. Do we do it? Should I do it so we see it? Can we stay 15 minutes or till next class? So you follow this guide. You follow this guide. Anywhere you hang, please don't continue. But those that can follow this guide, please follow and stop here. Just stop here, please. Don't proceed to this stage. You stop at this slide. At this slide.